Hey y'all, it's Alec the Traveling Civilian. Last night we were sitting around with a group of friends here at the campground and we started talking about world events, how things are changing so rapidly. And they're not changing for the good. You know, we're on the cusp of economic collapse, we're on the cusp of World War III, we're on the cusp of social unrest. Some would even say that we're on the cusp of a civil war here in this country. And a lot of people are getting depressed and think it's too late. So the gentleman that I was talking to last night, he goes, you know, I should have started preparing years ago. People have told me to prepare and I thought everything was going to be okay. I didn't need to worry about it. We live in the greatest country that's ever been around. There's a Walmart on every corner. I can always get whatever I need. Well, it's not true. Where we are in Montana, there's two little small mom and pop supermarkets or superettes here in this little town. But if you want to go to Walmart or Albertsons or Winco or somewhere that offers a larger selection at a better price, we have to drive an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours. So we always try to buy in bulk when we can. Now you go, we live in an RV, how do you buy in bulk? You just do, and you make do. And you get creative ways to store things. But that's not the reason for this video today. The reason for the video today is to let you know it's never too late. Even if you are, let's say you start preparing today and you're able to build up 2 weeks worth of supplies, food, medicine, water, you know, the basics, then your anxiety level should come down. If we have any kind of event, you know, hey, my family and I can survive for 2 more weeks. And during that time, maybe we can figure out how to survive longer. But if you don't start preparing now, then you won't have that 2 weeks. And it will be an oh shit moment. It's like, X just happened. We've got enough to make it till tomorrow. What do? Panic sets in. So it's never too late. Start now. Start preparing. So you go, great advice, Alec. I'm going to start now. What do I start? Prioritizing. Well, you need to start with the basics. Water, food, medical. Just prioritizing these few basic things in your preparedness journey will give you self-confidence, will make you feel better, will get you headed in the right direction. You know, there's always time to buy the apocalyptic battle axe that you see pop up on Facebook, but that's not a priority. Yes, we do need to learn self-defense. Yes, we do need to learn how to take care of ourselves. But what's the good of having a battle axe if you don't have the energy, if you're dehydrated, you don't have the calories, the food that you need, and you don't have a way to take care of yourself in injury? It won't do you any good. So stick with those 3 to begin with. Now You've got a direction. Those 3 items. Now you need to make achievable goals. Sit down with your family, with your spouse, with whomever, or if you're by yourself, and list. If something was to happen today, how much water, how much food, what type of medical supplies am I going to need to make it for 2 weeks or a month or whatever your achievable goal is? Sit down and make a list. Once you've made a list, that's half the battle. Now you just have to go out and acquire these things and store them properly. But it's easier to do this on a small scale. I would much rather know that I'm working towards an achievable goal so I'm not overwhelmed than to have this, like, I need a year's worth of food. Well, how in the hell are you going to do that without any experience or preparation? Do 2 weeks, 14 meals, 14 days worth of meals. How much water am I going to need? How am I going to store it? And then go out and acquire that. And don't worry about starting out with the highest quality of preps. When we started, we set a 1 week goal. And I bought the cheapest food I could think of, but it was stuff we eat. So like macaroni and cheese. We'll eat mac and cheese. Is it my favorite? No, but it is part of our diet. You can go down to the dollar store and buy some Dollar General food or some family tree food. At least you know you're prepared. And then you got to figure out how to store it, how you're going to rotate it through your pantry and that sort of stuff. But wow, in no time, you have your first goal met. Be it a week, be it 2 weeks worth of food, water, medical. What do you need for medical? Bandages, aspirin, alcohol to clean cuts, basics, just the basics. And remember, prepping is not about, or is not all about, spending money. Some of it's just learning basic skills. Let's say that you decide, okay, we're not gonna have any gas, so part of my preps is every member in the family has a bicycle. Well, you have to do certain things to bicycles to keep them running. You got to keep the chain lubed, you got to adjust the brakes, you got to be able to fix a flat tire, you got to have the stuff to fix the flat tire, you got to have stuff to lube the chain. Learn the basic skills. Learn how to change a tire on your bicycle. Learn how to put the chain back on if it comes off, if you get derailed. You know, you've got to learn the skills to take care of your family. You got to be able to adapt. So you're not spending a lot of money. You know, everybody's got a bicycle. If you don't, go down to Goodwill. You can get one at a good price, or Facebook Marketplace. But just learn the basic skills. Learn how to store water. Water can be free. Where I am now, if you saw my last video, 5 or 6 miles from here, there is a freshwater spring that has the coldest, crispest, cleanest, free water. Now, the skill is learning on how do I harvest the water and how do I store the water. Learn your new skills. You will feel so much better for you and your family. Other new skills that you could not worry about, you could learn is first aid. You can download pamphlets for basic first aid skills off the internet. Gardening, you can watch a few YouTube videos, go down and buy some inexpensive seeds at the dollar store or at Walmart or Kmart. And do they even have Kmart anymore? And start a small garden. Learn how to garden. Gardening is an inexpensive way to obtain food. But if you don't have the skill, you'll never know if you can do it. And so when you add to your first goal of preps, you know, it could be 5 packets of seed, squash, cucumber, things that are easy to grow, green beans, that sort of stuff. And there you have it. Now you've got extra preps and a new skill. Every new adventure is hard without a community, without people to rely on. So the other thing I would do, especially in the early foundation of your new way of life, is to connect with other like-minded people, be it in your community or be it online. When we used to live in Eastover, South Carolina, a small farm community outside of Columbia, there was a group of 3 old men that every other week I'd go have breakfast with, and they were all of the preparedness mindset. Man, they gave me a ton of ideas and encouragement. But let's say you live somewhere that there's not anybody in your community that you know that is of that mindset, then there's tons of communities just like this channel and the people in the comments. There's tons of people online that you can start to communicate with. Be careful communicating with strangers, but there's a ton of people that you can meet online. There's 2 channels that I'll watch, Tactical Nomad and Practical Civilian. He's got lots of great ideas, and I subscribe to his channels, and even some of the people I talk with in his lives on the comment section, lots of good ideas. So I would encourage you to build a community of like-minded people, people that you can rely on, you can trust, and it will keep you encouraged and give you sound ideas. And then lastly, I would encourage you to stay positive. And I think once you get started, and once that, you know, hey, I've met my first goal, I can take care of my family for 2 weeks, then it's a month, then it's 6 weeks, and then it's whatever you want it to be. Right now you could have a lot of anxiety of what's unknown, how am I going to take care of my family, how are we going to make it through the weekend. As you start building your preps, as you start learning new skills, as you and your family become more immersed in this lifestyle, the lower your stress level will be, the better you will feel, the higher your confidence level. You know, from not knowing what you're going to do to say, hey, I've got a plan, that is the first step. That is the beginning. And that is the way you're going to have inner peace about the unknowns. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, all those good things to help the channel. And Till next time, y'all stay safe out there. Thanks for coming along with one of my morning walks.